What's up, everybody? It's Jordan, and welcome to the Sports Behind Show. This video, I will be continuing my series of doing a 7-round mock draft for every NFL team. In this video, we are live on YouTube like always, and today's 7-round mock draft is of the Chicago Bears, something to take notice. On these mock drafts, these are from ProFootballNetwork.com. These are from a simulator. This is not necessarily who I believe will be available. These players is a reach, or it falls too far in the draft. These also contain compensatory picks. Compensatory picks have not officially been released yet, so that's also something else. And I do not do trades in these, so that's something else to look at. So the Chicago Bears, they have a 20th pick overall, so we'll go ahead and get started here. Rashad Bateman, I really like this pick. A fantastic receiver from Minnesota. Is one of the best receivers in the draft. And I think by the time the draft comes around, I think it'd be potentially a top 15 pick. I think he's going to do really, really well. Would not be surprised if he's drafted by the New England Patriots at 15. But Allen Robinson's a free agent, and it's it's not guaranteed that he's going to be back with the Bears. I really like that replacement for Allen Robinson, and he can potentially be better than Allen Robinson. I think I'm really, really intrigued by Bateman. I think he's going to be one of the best receivers to come out of the draft. In round 2 here, I have them taking quarterback from Florida, Kyle Trask. I really like this pick as well. It's very unlikely they're going to bring Mitchell Trubisky back. I would not be surprised if they brought like a veteran quarterback, somebody maybe like Ryan Fitzpatrick, or maybe even Cam Newton or Andy Dalton, one of those type of guys. But have one of those quarterbacks start, and then Kyle Trask may start the following season. Trask to me reminds me a lot of Derek Carr. Limited potential, has potential to be good, but he's never going to be great. To me, he's going to be probably about average. He's not going to elevate your team, but somebody else to keep in mind, possibly a quarterback, is Jamie Newman from Wake Forest. I kind of mentioned the possibility if the Bears would sign Cam Newton. Jamie Newman is exactly like Cam Newton, so that's also maybe something else to look at. Maybe a quarterback in the 3rd round instead if they take Newman. Speaking of the 3rd round, I have them taking offensive tackle from BYU, Brady Christensen. They could use some offensive line help. Brady Christensen is one of the best offensive linemen around this pick, one of the best tackles, I think, one of the more underrated tackles in the draft. And they could use some offensive line help. I really like that pick in round 3. Round 4 here, Darius Stills from West Virginia, defensive tackle. I really like him. They could use some defensive line help. Stills is a really underrated defensive tackle. I would also like Jalen Tallman from Pittsburgh. I think he's going to be really good. He reminds me a lot of Aaron Donald and Geno Atkins combined. And, when people talk about Geno Atkins and Aaron Donald, those are some of the best defensive tackles in the NFL today and have been for, close to a decade now. And I do have them taking Darius Stills. Tallman was not available, so that's why I took Stills. But either one of those defensive tackles, to me, would be really, really well for the Chicago Bears. They do not have a 5th-round pick, but they make up for it by having 3 6th-round picks. With their first 6th-round pick, I have them taking edge rusher from Duke, Chris Rumph. He's really, really underrated. I really don't understand why he's not getting talked about more, possibly in the 4th round or something like that. But, this edge class is so loaded. And Ellerson Smith, Teron Jackson, any of those guys in round 6, Chris Rumph, I think that would be great value because, that is a 7th-round pick. But, that's a low-risk, extremely high-reward type of situation. I think, any of those 3 players could have a pretty well production for the Chicago Bears on defense. So I mentioned they have 3 6th-round picks. With their 2nd pick, I have them taking another offensive tackle, Tommy Doyle from Miami, Ohio. He's an underrated tackle, the name to watch out for in the 6th round or in the 7th. Also, somebody else to look at is Josh Ball from Marshall. I think either one of those guys here will be pretty well, for the Bears because, like I said, they can use offensive tackle help. And, if it don't work out, it's a 6th-round pick. It's not like you're using a top pick on Tommy Doyle from Miami, Ohio. With their last 6th-round pick, I have them taking Trey Walker, the wide receiver from San Jose State. I like Trey Walker a lot. In the past 2 seasons, he's played 25 games for San Jose State. He's had 2,500 receiving yards. That's on average 100 receiving yards a game. He decided to leave this year. He could have stayed, broke all the records there. I possibly might be having an interview with him soon, so make sure to check it out. It's not a guarantee. I'm talking to him about him potentially coming on the show, but he's an underrated receiver. I'm really intrigued by. I think it'd be a great get there in the 6th round by the Bears taking Trey Walker from San Jose State. They do have one 7th-round pick. And with their 7th-round pick, I have them taking Pro Wells, the tight end from TCU. Jimmy Graham, I believe he's a free agent, and he's not what he used to be. He's probably getting towards the end of his career. Pro Wells, the tight end from TCU. That's really somebody to look at. He's a intriguing prospect. He's not even guaranteed to be drafted, but I like him some. Also, somebody else to look at is possibly for a tight end is Matt Bushman from BYU. So, this was a pretty quick Chicago Bears 7th-round mock draft. I will go over these picks here one more time. In the 1st round, I have them taking wide receiver Rashad Bateman. In the 2nd round, I have them taking Florida quarterback Kyle Trask. In the 3rd, Brady Christensen, the offensive tackle from BYU. In the 4th, Darius Stills, the defensive tackle from West Virginia. With a 6th round, edge Chris Rumph from Duke. Another 6th-round pick, Tommy Doyle, offensive tackle from Miami, Ohio. Another 6th-round pick, Trey Walker, the wide receiver from San Jose State. With the last pick of the draft, in the 7th round, I have them taking Pro Wells, the tight end from TCU. Thank you all so much for watching. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you next time on the Sports 200 Show.